Yeah. So I'm gonna start.
Yes, very good.
Thank you very much for kind invitation. So I'm gonna start. So my mission, whole of my almost all studies and natural computing, creating natural computing, in order to imagine, reimagine human and nature. So it's my mission. So I should ask myself, well, how many types of interaction should we know to communicate with system in nature? It seems many, infinite. But I think we have one common interaction. That is the tactile interaction. As we see here from molecule, cells, plants, insects, animals, and human, we can share the same interaction. What is called tactile interaction. So I focus on tactile interaction, and I would like to develop a computation model with tactile interaction. So what is a tactile communication? I hope you can see the voice of babies. Now babies are communicating. Yeah? They using a voice. Yeah? They don't use a language. Yeah? They just cry. They just say something. But they don't use a language, but they communicate. So this is a kind of tactile communication. So we can communicate by using tactile. So until now, almost now, we have been developed information technique on logic or numerical data, what is called logos. And from now, we need tactile sense. It can carry a pathos, which means an emotion and sensitivities. Your tactile sense can deliver the sense of emotion, sensibility, sensitivity, such as things. So I'd like to develop tactile sense computation model on tactile sense. So this is a brief review of this field, science and engineering tactile. I picked up the one paper. Probably this is a kind of famous summary because I found it in the Google Scholar. So this citation is over 700, so everyone cite this body, this summary. And it's, the summary says, technique of tactile have been delayed compared to another technique. Until now, most of all things, science of engineering, tactile senses, sensor and actuator systems, or physiology of tactile sense, which is static, soft or wet sense, not dynamically changing by time. But in tactile interaction, we change the tactile, time changing. So we dynamically changing like a melody. So I assume that tactile communication will be delivered with alphabets of tactile. And probably there is a grammar of composing alphabets. Yeah, so like this. So we need abstract alphabet in tactile communication, also grammar to compose alphabets. So this I formalize the tactile interaction. So this is an alphabet. alphabet EGK create a kind of words of tactile communication. Here is the grammar. So, and one is the most important thing on tactile interaction. It is not indirect, not one way. Yeah, touching is touched. So tactile interaction should be a pair of interactions like this. This is touching and touched. So tactile communication based on the pair of interaction. So based on these things, first of all, we need to extract alphabet of tactile. How? So considering daily life, in the morning, a girl come up to a kindergarten and say, "Good morning." Yeah, very cheerful. So, but this guy, this boy, say, "Good morning." Yeah, not so cheerful. What is the difference? Yeah, good morning is a typical greetings and morning. So linguistically, good morning and good morning is the same, but tactile and sensitivity and emotion is different. Why? Yeah, because of the change of force, change of voice. So we conjectured tactile dwells in the change of force. If so, we can extract the tactile by focusing the change of force. We use a musical score, and the third line is a normal force, normal volume. Yeah, and downward means stronger, and upper means weaker. In this case, this cheerful girl said, "Good morning," means what's over good morning. In this case, fear, strong, very strong. The case of not cheerful with good morning means good morning. Yeah. So meaning is the same, but emotion and the sensitivity and the tactile is changing. So we developed, we propose a tactile score to describe the tactile sense. And looking forward, alphabet of tactile. So how to looking for the alphabet? We focused on the message. Message almost only one engineering by using a change of force of massaging. So we asked the specialist to decompose their massage into a basic method. It should be a direct sum decomposition. So they classified 42 types of basic methods. Then we did impression analysis by using the semantic differential method. And we did a principal component analysis. So we found out 42 types of base method into a 6 group. So these 3 groups may be an alphabet, can be alphabet of tactile. Now we obtain candidate of alphabet of tactile interaction. Then we extract the grammar by using it. We analyzed highest preference message. Over 100,000 customers prefer in a decade. So we transcribed the message into a tactile score and decomposed by the alphabet we obtained. And we obtained the transition grammar like this. So from this, we obtained the grammar of tactile sense. Now this is a grammar of tactile sense we obtained. So now we have alphabet and grammar. Then we did evaluate, obtained alphabet and grammar. we compose a rational tactile score based on the TS grammar and irrational tactile score. Do not follow the grammar. And we did a bioassay of generated tactile. We did a stress marker, amylase, elicitor. This is a result. This is a rational case. Before and after, stress value and decrease. And irrational case, in many cases, stress and increased. We also done this kind of evaluations, kind of many. For example, using a near-infrared spectrography, brain activities. And we, again and again, confirm our alphabets and grammar is correct. Now we obtain the alphabet and grammar of tactile. So if we generate the tactile by using them, how to evaluate quality of tactile computationally? So we'd like to focus on first and hardness. That is a kind of important feature of tactile sense. If the spring is very hard, then the delta X is small, so the change of F would be small. So change of force, tactile score like this. And if spring is soft, so delta X is large, so delta F can change compared to large from compared to this. So tactile score should be like this. So we can then we can describe hardness by using tactile score. Then next important feature is roughness. So roughness is we define if the hardness is the same. This is hardness the same. There is smooth. And if composition of roughness is complicated, smooth, the roughness changes to smooth to rough like this. So based on the tactile score, we can describe hardness and roughness. So and by using and can denote it by like these tactile scores. So based on this, we can extract tactile quality from data. This is Dow Jones Industrial Average stock market price, closing price, 1998 to 2009. So we extract tactile from the data. This is the hardness, below is the roughness. We can see a peak here. So here, hardness is very large, and roughness is kind of large. This is a point of Lehman shock. Before Lehman shock, hardness and roughness and increasing. Compared to another age, this is typically large. So this is an application of data science of tactile sense in data. And also, this is a piano play of Rubinstein and Chopin. And the same, this is a booming. I wish we can hear. But anyway, we cannot hear. This is a sound image. So we transform this vibration into an tactile quality. This is a tactile quality of Rubinstein's play. Here's the roughness and here's the hardness. And this is a Bonin's play. This is completely different from Rubinstein's and Bonin. So we can see the differences of playing piano by using tactile sense in the data. And this again, baby talk. So this is a tactile quality. So we can see tactile quality is changing. They are twins, but he is bit seems like a brother. So he chase the quality of tactile teaching, like this. So now back to competing with tactile again. Well, so this is a model of competing with tactile sense. First, input data or input something, so process it into an numerical or logically conventionally processing the data. Then send to an tactile part, then extract tactile of the data, then process the tactile by using grammar and alphabet, and send back an output as a tactile, not the data, not the number. Output tactile. We developed two types. One is a direct touch. This we call it haptic vibration, haptic display. This is for face. This is for any place on the body. And other is an indirect touch. Yeah, this is a very low frequency sound. It is lower than 20 hertz. So it may some ripple on the surface on face water. This is why very low frequency sound vibrate water like this. So this is an application of computing with tactile. In the system, user take photo of themselves and send the picture to the system. The system processed image and system extract the tactile. In fact, it is a facial expression assumption. And then ask to an haptic vibration database we have developed. And based on grammar and alphabet, system synthesize tactile stimulation. And through internet, the synthesized tactile sent to a direct tactile as indirect tactile. And then evaluation. So having a massage, direct or indirect, and take a photo and send it back, and can feed back the result. So the system can improve the alphabet and grammar. And this is an evaluation of the system. We asked 22 women, average age is 70 years old. And this is the before, and 2 weeks later, this one. This one is two weeks later. We did a face recognition application developed by Microsoft, and we confirmed in average minus 3.5 years old. It means anti-aging effect we can confirm. And we did a skin physiological analysis, and we confirmed collagen aggregation will be occurred. Yeah, this green spot is collagen. So before and after, we can see aggregation of collagen on surface of the skin. And these results were supported by another papers. So this is not the first we discovered. It has been reported by several papers. So we think we can succeed in evaluation by using the bioassay.
MIT's Picower Institute for Learning and Memory Engaging Brain Initiative,
application.
Professor Li Wei Tsai has learned that brain activity synchronized at the gamma frequency of 40 pulses a second or hertz exposed mice to several weeks of 40 hertz light or just a week of light and sound together. They saw some especially profound benefits, reducing amyloid beta protein throughout the cortex. In the new studies with longer-term light or with sound, it also propagated to the hippocampus, a key region for learning and memory. With longer-term light or with light and sound together, the beneficial effects also occurred in the prefrontal cortex, where we do our highest level of reasoning, to the rate of neuron loss, and slowed the expansion of ventricles or open spaces in the brain. Even if they do closely model the pathology and symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, so work is ongoing at MIT to test genus for human use.
So this is done by Professor Tsai and MIT. They use visual and audio stimulation, auditorial stimulation to cure dementia, including Alzheimer's disease or Parkinson's disease. We use an indirect tactile stimulation. We do not use visual stimulation. Yeah, we use a vital data uploaded, in fact, uploaded in cloud. And we analyze the tactile of the vital data and synthesize, processing tactile stimulation by using grammar and alphabet, and send it back to an indirectly. So we did a feedback, and this is we started this clinical test from this year, April. So now we have more than 20 or 30 or some. We published the first paper. We use 5 patients. So these patients, CDR, clinical dementia scale is 2. It's not severe, but not light, not mild, the middle. So age of almost 90, or more than almost 90, and they are female. So this is a result. So we can see statistically significantly, working memory is improved, kind of dramatically improved. Yeah, in this case, we use 15 to 40 hertz low frequency sound exposed 24 hours, 4 weeks. Then we confirmed working memory dramatically improved. We now still go on this clinical test in Akita Prefecture. So today I focused on 2 cases, 2 subjects. But in fact, we did a basic research by generating tactile stimulation by grammar and alphabet, and we gave it to a cell and mouse. Yeah, this is our collaborators, Professor Ota and Shimizu and Aoki. And I did some robotics applications and kind of many applications in art. So from now, we have to looking for appropriate alphabet grammar embedded in nature. One strategy is biomimetic. We learn from the nature. And another strategy is we collaborate with specialists of tactile sense. Yeah, this is my collaborator, our collaborator. He is a deaf blind. He cannot see, he cannot hear. So only one way of communication is tactile. So he has a very surprisingly high ability of tactile sense. So we collaborate with him. So in order to he can create, he can develop their tactile. We develop a tactile recorder and a tactile editor, and also we develop a red tactile score. So it bridging tactile universe on him by computing. So this is another way to go in our project. So almost all. Thank you very much for all our collaborators. And I would like to looking for appropriate alphabet and grammar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Yasuhiro. It was very interesting, and it opens all new direction in our studies of relationship between humans and environment and interactions between people. It is really fascinating, and at the same time, it is really important because it opens some a chance to help people who are disabled to overcome. If one sense is disabled, then this opens for them opportunity to use other senses. Are there any questions? If you have questions, the easiest way is to use button reactions. And if you open button reactions, you can see raise hand appears. That's so you can see this hand appear here. So if you have questions, or I can see Annette has questions, so please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Professor Suzuki, for this inspiring ideas and this talk and your research. You mentioned that when you have springs and you compare the springs in how they are more hard or more soft, it is important how you arrange them. So if you have a more chaotic arrangement, it goes more into the direction of hard. Also, it's the same mixture. Could you please elaborate on your experience of that, about that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very important comment. Yeah, that is a kind of heart of create, synthesize tactile. So until now, now we struggling with the appropriate way of synthesizing. So, but then, as you say, as you pointed out, how to combine soft and hard is very important. Yeah, that is a heart of carry tactile sensitivity. Yeah, thank you very much.